Hi, Verbling. My name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about heteronyms and maybe some other word categories. If you guys have any questions or comments on this class, please let me know on Facebook. I check my Facebook pretty regularly, so you can ask me questions there. I'll put my Facebook name in the chat box for you. And if you guys have any topics you want covered, that's also a great place to ask me to cover a certain topic that you have questions on. Hein?
Yeah, Hein. Hi.
Okay. Welcome to class, Hein. How are you?
I'm fine. It's my first time to be here, so a little nervous. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you chose to join today. And if you have any questions about verbling or anything like that, definitely let me know during class or write a question in the chat box.
Okay.
Do you have the chat box open?
I think yes, because I can see your like I can pronunciate your name, Michaela Hoffman.
Yep, that's it. Michaela Afidani. Exactly. Awesome.
Nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you, Hein. Where are you from?
I'm from South Korea.
Cool. I'm from Phoenix.
Phoenix. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to welcome the other students to class as well. Andre, how are you?
I am fine, and you?
I'm doing really well. How was your weekend, Andre?
Actually, it is the evening of Monday, Monday evening. The day has passed. The weekend was very nice.
All right, so you're already back to work. You're finished with your first day of the week.
Yes, I have.
All right. Was it good?
Yes, it was usual, I would say.
Usual. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, let's welcome Sajid. How are you, Sajid?
I'm good. What about you, teacher?
I'm doing really well. I got some
Have a
tea.
nice coffee.
I'm ready for class.
Okay. I need also a cup of coffee. Can you share with me?
Uh-huh. I can hear you. Yeah, a cup of coffee is good at all hours.
No, I said, can you share with me?
Can I what?
Share with you the coffee.
I wish I could. I wish I could. Give it maybe 10 or 20 more years, and maybe someone will have figured out how to share via interweb. I can hand you over the coffee, maybe in 20 years. Okay, and Koba, welcome to class. Oh, I hope we're all still there.
Okay, thank you.
Koba, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing really well. I think this is the first time I've seen you in class, right?
Yeah, it's the first time.
Nice to meet you, Koba. Where are you from?
I am from Georgia.
From Turkey?
Georgia.
Georgia. Ooh, excellent. Diversifying our class today. Great. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the notes in the chat box. We're talking about heteronyms, which is a category of words we're going to find out more about. Does anyone already know what a heteronym is? No ideas?
If I am not mistaken, these are verbs which are spelled in the same way, but they pronounce differently, and it depends on pronunciation, which meaning will be actual.
Yes, exactly. Spelled the same, but pronounced different and have a different meaning. Totally. Thanks. And Kevin, welcome to class.
Hello, teacher.
Good to have you with us again.
Thank you.
And did someone have an example for us of a heteronym? No? Okay. So So there's another category of words that we're not going to talk about as much today, but it's also interesting, and those are homophones. Does anyone know what a homophone is? All right. Then
Homophones?
yeah, a homophone.
No.
So we can understand a little more about the definitions of these words by looking at the words themselves. Hetero means different, and nym means like a word. So they're different words, even though they have the same spelling. And a homophone is the same sound. So homo, same, phone, sound, homophone. So those would be words that have the same sound but a different spelling or different meaning. Can you guys think of examples of any homophone words? They're common in like normal words, like two, and two. That's a good example. They're all pronounced the same, but they're spelled differently and used very differently. So that's one example of a homophone. Can you guys think of any other homophones? All right, I'll give you one more because these are pretty common. There, and there. Like this. That's one more set of words that are homophones. Same sound, different spelling, different meaning. Okay. Let's talk a little more about heteronyms, which will be our main topic of class today. Sajid, will you read the first paragraph that just gives us a good definition for what a heteronym is?
Yeah. A heteronym is a word having a different pronunciation and a meaning as another word, but the same spelling. Sometimes the stress is on a different syllable, and something the stress remaining the same, but only the pronunciation of vowel changes.
Okay. So the main differences here are the pronunciation of the letters or the stress. So that will change from word to word. Hopefully some of these words you guys will already be familiar with, but you might not know all of them. So what we're going to do is read these sentences in sections of 2 sentences at a time, look at the bold words, and talk about the differences in pronunciation and meaning. To start us off, Koba, can you read the first 2 sentences for us?
You will find fruits and vegetables in the produce section. Many factories produce too much pollution.
Okay. Are you familiar with both of these words, Koba?
Yeah, I know verb what produces, but I know the adjective produce, what it means.
Interesting. So tell us more about the verb, the one you know.
Verb, it's like makes, or yeah, it's like makes. Manufacturer makes too much pollution.
And looking at the context of the first sentence, it says you will find fruits and vegetables in the produce section. So what do you think the produce section is?
So it's like already made things, maybe.
Yeah.
Product,
The
yeah.
produce section is the section that carries fresh fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
So anything that's farm grown and in the grocery store would be in the produce section.
Oh, okay.
What about the pronunciation of these 2 words? What's the difference between the first bold word and the second bold word in pronunciation? Does anybody know?
Produce and produce. I don't know.
I think you
I
had
think
it.
both are
What is
same.
it?
I think both are same in
They're
pronunciation.
not, actually. They're a little bit different.
Maybe we have to pronounce it longer, the verb than adjective.
What did you say?
Oh, maybe we have to pronounce it longer, the verb than adjective.
Interesting. You're close. You're pretty close. I'm going to say this set of words and then ask you guys again what's the difference. So the first word is produce and the second word is produce. What's the difference?
The stress.
Yeah, the stress.
Yeah, the stress. The stress is different. So in the adjective form, we have the stress on the first syllable, and in the verb form, stress on the second syllable. Produce and produce. And this is a pretty common pattern we see in English. We'll see words that come from the same root, and what changes is the stress when it goes from an adjective to a verb or from a noun to a verb. And you guys should remember this pattern because we'll see it again later in this list, but it doesn't always work. So sometimes it's irregular and this isn't the way it works. But we'll talk more about that as we come across it. Okay. Ken, welcome to class.
Yes, hello. How are you?
Good. How are you, Ken?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Awesome. I think you've sat in on this class before. Do you have any wisdom to share with the other students about heteronyms and homophones?
Homonyms. Homonyms are homophones, the same sound, different spelling, right? And homonyms are. I'm not sure about homonym. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there are a lot of kind of confusing categories here. So we'll go on and read a couple more sentences, and Ken will give you a set in just a second when we come to your turn. Next up is Kevin. Will you read the next set of sentences?
Sorry, teacher. Which ones? The next one is he was a famous Polish actor in 1916. We need to polish all of the furniture and the silverware.
Thank you very much. So, can you tell us anything about the difference in meaning here, Kevin?
He was a famous Polish actor. Yeah.
So what is a Polish actor? Where are they from?
Polish is from some country, right?
Uh-huh, from a particular country. Do you know which country?
Polish. Poland?
Yes, Poland. So, he was a famous Polish actor, meaning an actor from Poland. And what about the next one? Can anyone help us out with a definition for polish all of the furniture?
Yeah, like polish your car. Or,
So what are we doing?
To shine something.
Yes. Excellent. To shine something. What's the difference in pronunciation between these two words?
Polish.
So what changes?
Stress on po.
Okay.
Like Polish.
Yes, I think you're trying to describe the correct phenomenon here. So, in both words, the first syllable is emphasized, but the vowel sound changes a little bit. The first one is an O sound, Polish, and the second one is more of an open ah sound, Polish, Polish, Polish.
Oh, Polish.
Exactly. Excellent. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next set, and I'll highlight these ones and ask Hayne to read for us. Can you read these?
Yeah, it's very dangerous to use lead paint. The cowboys lead the cattle to the lunch.
All right. So, do you have any idea about the definition for either of these words, Hayne?
The second one, yes. The verb, like the cowboy, How can I explain? I don't know. The
So who's
cowboys.
in front? Are the cows in front or is the cowboy in front?
Cowboys.
Yes, exactly. So in the second verb, it's talking about how the cowboys guide the cattle and the cattle follow the cowboys. So you've got that. Can anyone help us out with the definition for the first word here? Lead paint?
It is a kind of material.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain, but it is so paint is has color of lead.
Mm-hmm. And I think the chemical symbol is Pb. It's a substance that used to be used in pencils. At the end of pencils used to be made of lead, and it's still used in paint. So it's a chemical. It's a chemical compound that's very common, but can be dangerous sometimes. What about the pronunciation between the two words? What changes?
Bone.
Lead and lead.
Uh-huh. So, what happens to the vowel sound in the first one and the second one? The vowel sound changes a little bit. And I'll read the sentences again and have you guys explain a little better. It's very dangerous to use lead paint. The cowboys lead the cattle to the ranch. What happens to that vowel sound?
Lead and lead.
Yeah, lead, short vowel sound, and lead, long vowel sound. So the vowel sound is very different in these. All right. Next set is for Andre. Andre, can you read these sentences for us?
The boy received a present from his grandmother. We are going to present our idea at the meeting.
Well done. So tell us a little bit about the meaning of these words if you know it.
A present in the first sentence, it is a kind of gift,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and in the second sentence, present it is like a show.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Great definitions for those words. Do you know the difference between pronunciation with these two words?
Yeah, the first present and the second present.
Yes, present and present. So the stress changes between the noun and the verb form, like we saw in the original set of sentences. Thank you very much, Andre. I'm going to highlight the next set of sentences and ask Ken to read them for us and describe the difference in meaning.
This TV show is always broadcast live. Where do kangaroos and koalas live?
Mm-hmm. So
So
what's the
yeah,
difference in meaning there?
live broadcasting adjective, and kind of this class is live also. This bubbling class is live.
Uh-huh.
Live class. And live, second case is live, verb live. So where kangaroo and koalas live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have a similar definition. They come from the same root, but they have a big difference in pronunciation. So, Ken, what's their pronunciation difference?
Live, live, live. I.
Yes. Mm-hmm. One is a diphthong with that I sound, and the other one is a short I sound, live. Thank you very much for helping us with that one, Ken.
You're welcome.
The next set of sentences is for Sajid. Sajid, can you read them for us?
Yeah. A dove is a white bird that symbolizes peace. The swimmers dove into the pool several times.
Mm-hmm. So can you
So
give us
in
the
the
definition
first,
for either of those words?
so he's already explaining the dove. It means it's highlight something, a white bird or something
Mm-hmm.
which is white. And in the next, it should be like divers who swims inside the pool or inside river or inside the sea or inside the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So here we pronounce only the difference is in the first sentence we can pronounce as same dove, but in the second we will pronounce as dive.
The first one was very good pronunciation. So the first one is dove with an sound. And what did you say the second one was?
I said it's like same diver.
Yeah, the word does come from that, but here we have the past tense, which is a little irregular. So in present, it's
So
dive, and the noun form would be diver, but with the O, it changes a little bit. Do you have any idea how we would pronounce it?
I think it changes like I. It's a dive.
Not exactly. Because we have this O and it's the simple past, it becomes dove with that O sound. So the first word is dove, and the second one is dove,
It's same.
O.
Yeah, it's O, and in the first we are using same like a dove.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Dove and dove. Thank you very much, Sajid. Next sentence or set of sentences here is for Koba again. Koba, go ahead.
Uh, the treasure hunter discovered a valuable object in the tomb. Lawyers often object to questions during a trial.
Great job. And I have one small note here. This B is silent, so the word is tomb. Tomb.
Tomb, yeah, tomb.
All right, now let's talk about these bold words. What's the difference in definition between a valuable object and lawyers often object?
Object here means maybe some gold ring or something. And their object is when uh, when they don't like something and they say they object. I don't know how to say in a,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when they don't agree, they would object. They would
yeah, when they
disagree with
yeah,
something.
just to say that.
Yes. And now let's talk about the pronunciation. What's the difference between the first bold word and the second bold word in pronunciation?
I think first is object and the second is object. I don't know if it's correct.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. So, is it the pronunciation or the stress? Is it like the vowel sounds or the stress that changes?
Vowel changes.
Maybe they change a little bit because whenever we change the stress, that does change a little bit of how we pronounce them. But the stress is the main thing that changes here because the first word is an object. We
Um,
have an object, and the second one is object. Lawyers often object. So the second syllable in the second word is the emphasized one, and in the first word, the first syllable is emphasized. So this one matches our pattern that goes back to the first set we have, where the stress changes when it goes from verb to noun or noun to verb. All right. Thanks a lot for helping us with that one. The next set of sentences that I'm highlighting for us is for Kevin.
Yes, teacher. The next one it's what was your favorite subject in school? Math, science, history. New drugs are subject to many tests before they are approved. Approved.
Mm, right.
Mm.
So here we have two words, and the second one is not quite the same because we're using the passive here, but still is important to know the difference. So can you tell us a little bit about the definition of each of these words?
Definition. Subject. Like the first one, like subject in schools,
So what is
like
that?
like which mm, mat battery
Material or topic.
material, like
Uh-huh.
topic science in schools, and then the next one it's for new drugs are subject to make too many tests. Yeah, drugs are subject to many tests. They do many tests uh, before approve one drug.
Mm-hmm. True. So if
Right?
I subject a person to tests, it kind of means I put them through tests or I affect them in some way. So that might be a good
Yeah.
synonym. What about the pronunciation between the first word, like favorite subject, and the second word, they are subjected?
Favorite subject.
We've got the word subject and
Uh,
subjected.
I have no idea.
All right, can anyone else help us out with this subtle difference in the pronunciation? We've got subject and subject.
The stress is moved.
Yeah, the word stress has moved. Like we mentioned earlier with that pattern from noun to
Yeah,
verb.
what I understand, in case a word uh, of a noun, we have little bit stress like same O or U as we pronounce. Oh, subject. And if a word is a verb, so we will be pronounced like A. Is it a difference?
Almost. So we have some general rules in English about pronunciation, and they don't work 100% of the time. But frequently, when we have a two-syllable noun or a two-syllable adjective, it'll get the stress in the first syllable. So subject is one example. Or if we go back to the beginning, we've got produce. Produce gets the stress in the beginning of the word. And then
Yeah.
generally, when we have a two-syllable verb, it gets the stress on the second syllable. So that becomes produce. And for the one we're talking about now, it's subject.
Mm,
So all of
Okay.
the ones we've talked about, the verb version gets the stress in the second syllable. It's object, subject, and produce. Versus the noun or the adjective version will be object, subject, and produce. So they get the stress in the beginning of the word. But unfortunately, not all verb and noun pairs follow this pattern, just a lot of them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Great. Okay, then let's go on to the next set that I'm highlighting here. It's now Haynes' turn to read for us again. Can you read those two sentences?
Okay, they had been lost in the desert for almost a week. The soldier decided to desert the army on one day. Um,
So, talking about definition, what's the definition for the first bold word? They were lost in the desert. Where is the desert?
Desert is the place which is filled with the sand. Like there's
Yeah.
no water and
Like in Saudi
Exactly.
Arabia or in Abu Dhabi.
Yes, great
Yeah,
examples.
yeah, or in Australia.
And what about the second word? The soldier decided to desert the army one day.
like abandon the army, like quit the army.
Yes, exactly. Quit or leave, abandon, all of those are good synonyms. Now let's talk about the pronunciation. We have desert, so lost in the desert for almost a week and decided to desert the army one day. What's the difference in pronunciation here?
Stress on desert and the dessert.
Yep, the stress. The stress changes again. So we've got desert and dessert, following that same
dessert.
pattern we've been talking about. Okay.
Desert and dessert.
Great practice. And the next set of sentences is for Andre. Read those for us.
Okay. She is very close to finishing her essay for literature class. Please close the door and the windows when you leave. So first it is the state. She is very. She is about to finish. We can change.
Mm-hmm.
This. And the second sentence, it is to shut the door.
Yeah. So the first one is like near, the next one is like shut. And what about the pronunciation, Andre? How does the pronunciation change?
So the first close, the verb is close. So the ending, the last, the last sound is S and Z.
Mm-hmm. So in the first word, the last sound is that silent S, like.
Yeah.
And what about the next word? How's that different?
The next close.
Mm-hmm. With more of a Z sound. Exactly. Wonderful job. That's one of the highly errored pairs because hearing that difference is pretty difficult.
Can you hear the difference when I'm saying them?
Uh-huh. Yes. It could be a bigger difference, like you might want to practice even more, but when you say them slowly and together, close and close, I can hear the difference most of the time when you're saying them. So, well done.
Thank you.
And definitely making a tongue twister with those in it would be another way to help yourselves practice those pronunciations between close and close.
Close and close.
Mm-hmm. All right. The next set is for Ken. Will you read these two, Ken?
Okay. Are you going to read the sports section of the newspaper? I've already read this book 3 times.
Awesome. Explain to us the difference in meaning.
Yeah. First sentence, the verb read, present tense, and second sentence is a present perfect. So I think verb is not a past tense; it's a past participle tense.
Yeah. Yes. Past participle.
That's
So
a
this would be
probable
that.
homonym.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
homonym.
Or
Read,
let's
yeah.
say
Yeah.
we'll make it more accurate and say that it is the present perfect. Okay.
And
Present perfect.
sorry. This meaning of present perfect to express how can I say experience 3
Mm-hmm.
times. Yeah. Read the book
Mm-hmm.
3 times.
Excellent. And does it tell us when did this person read the book 3 times?
I've already maybe past or because
Yeah,
already read.
sometime in the past until now. But it doesn't say like, we don't know if she read them recently or 5 years ago. We just know until now. All right.
Right.
So what's the pronunciation difference, Ken?
Read, eat, read.
Excellent.
Like a red color. Red.
Yeah, one of them is pronounced, the second one is pronounced like the color red, R-E-D. Which is another pair of words. We've got red and red, which are pronounced the same way but spelled differently. So what kind of word is that?
Homonyms? No,
Yeah,
homophones.
homophones, exactly. So they have the same sound, phone, and same would be homo. So homophone, same sound. Red, R-E-D, and red, R-E-A-D. Cool. Okay, the next set is back to Sajid. Sajid, will you read these ones for us?
The little girl wore a pretty pink bow in her hair. The dancers always bow after their performance. So here in the first sentence, bow is noun. It means it's showing something about a color.
So what does a bow look like, or where do you put a bow in general?
Maybe I saw in the hotel waiters use it against the tie.
Yeah, a bow tie is a good example. So it's a kind of knot. You might put it on a present or on a shoe or something. What about the next one? Bow.
The next one. Bow is anything which we can play music.
Okay, so these dancers bow after the performance. So what does it look like when a person bows?
The bow person, how he looks like.
Yeah, when a person decides to bow, how does their position change? Any ideas? Can
Lean the
anyone help us?
body, front,
Yeah,
side, yeah.
Bend
Excellent.
his body.
Yeah, they bend their body until they make like a 90-degree angle usually, and it's usually like allowing people to clap for you. You take a bow if you've accomplished
They
something.
bend their body.
You bend your body, exactly. Okay, we only have one more set. Oh, actually, sorry, we didn't talk about pronunciation for that set. So the pronunciation difference between these two words, what is it?
It's the same as I said earlier.
No.
The
Not quite.
pronunciation of O, yeah, O and A. In the
Okay.
first, we can pronounce bow, but in the verb, we can say bow. It's a little
Yeah, so
bit
the first one
different.
is bow, O, and this next one is bow, ow.
Yes,
Awesome.
A.
Thanks, Sajid. Kevin, will you read the next two sentences for us?
Yes, teacher. She must have been sad because I saw a tear on her cheek. Be careful not to be accidentally teared paper. She must have been sad because I saw a tear on her cheek. Okay.
So what's the definition for one or the other verb?
A tear? She's crying or sad?
Yeah.
Not,
Yes. Like
not
a little
something.
drop of water that comes out of your eye when you're sad. Exactly.
Yeah.
And the next one?
Or if she's cooking onion.
Oh,
Right?
yeah. Yes. When I cook onions, I definitely have tears in my eyes.
Tears in your eyes, yes.
And
Next
what about
one, be
tear the
careful
paper?
not to accident tears the paper. Tear the paper. Tear the paper. Like split the paper.
Mm-hmm. Split
Or
is a
Or
good term for it.
I think to break
to
something.
break,
Break
it's
in a certain way.
slash.
Rip would be another good synonym. All right. So now that we have the definitions separated, what's the pronunciation difference here?
I saw a tear.
Stress.
A tear.
Mm-hmm.
Tear.
So long E
Tear.
for this one.
Tear.
Uh-huh.
I saw a tear on here. Check.
Mm-hmm. Tear on her
And
cheek. And the second one?
here under her cheek. Second one, accidentally tear the paper.
Yeah, so this one changes a little. How does this one change?
Change a little bit stress on the A.
Yeah, a little bit. So this one is pronounced in the same way that air
Yeah,
is in oxygen, right?
tear,
So we breathe air and we tear paper.
tear,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
tear,
So tear and tear.
tear, tear,
Awesome
tear.
job. Do you guys have any questions from these sentences or anything else related to these heteronyms or homophones? There are lots of examples of these, and it's a good idea to keep a list of them. If you're interested or if you want to make sure that you don't make mistakes, you can create a little list in the back of your English studying notebook and keep track of them. All right,
Okay.
so moving on to a related topic, we're going to talk a little bit about pronunciation because here a lot of the times we'll see two vowels or sets of vowels that make totally different sounds. So something could be spelled differently but pronounced the same, or spelled the same but pronounced differently. I'm going to share another
Yeah.
document with you guys for a little bit
Sound
of
like
practice there.
cell.
Mm-hmm.
Cell. SELL. Cell. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And another one is cell. There is an electric battery. CELL.
Yeah. Yes.
Both are pronounced same, but the meaning is different.
Uh-huh. Definitely.
Okay.
We've got
My question.
several words that function like that.
Yeah, actually, teacher, my question is that here we pronounce cell, CELL. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And in clock, CLOCK, we are pronouncing clock.
Uh-huh.
What is the difference, Yani, between cell and clock?
So when C is combined with E or when C is combined with I, it frequently makes an S sound. Now, of course, this isn't
Only
always
with
the
E
case.
and I.
Yeah, E and I only.
Okay, like Caesar.
Mm-hmm. Syrup
Caesar.
would be a good example of the S sound, although we don't use the CE or the CI there. But another one would be circus. That's a good one. Circumvent.
Yeah.
Let me think.
And
Yeah.
also, and then after the C, if there is another vowel O comes, like cow.
Then it's always the harder sound. So C plus O, C plus A, or C plus a consonant like clock, we have CL. That makes the hard K sound. We
Only we
talk
can
about them
pronounce
as the
the
hard and
S
soft
sound
sounds.
with E and I.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Great question. So let's go over these pronunciation exercises. It's going to be similar to what we just were talking about. Which word is pronounced with a different vowel? You guys have to read all of these and decide which word is different. So we'll do the first one together. We have no, go, do, so. Which word has a different vowel sound there? Any ideas, guys?
Do is
Do.
different.
Do, yes. Do has a different sound. The
Yeah.
others are O, like no, go, so, and do is different, even though it's spelled the same, pronounced differently. Okay. Number 2, Andre, will you read them and tell us which is the different sound?
Wo, ka, ba, pa. Wo is different.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Hayne, will you do number 3?
Clown, town, flown, down. I think down has different sound.
This one here, down?
Yeah.
Not quite. I'm going to pronounce them for you once, and then you tell me which one is different. We have clown, town, flown, down.
Then flown.
Yeah, flown, which is the participle of the verb fly. That one has more of an O instead of an ow sound. All right, Kevin, read number 4.
Food, good, book, foot. Food, good, book, foot. Food, good, book, foot. Maybe foot.
The first one or the last one? Is it this one?
Last one, foot.
Okay. Not quite. I'm going to pronounce them for you once, and then you tell me which one's different.
Okay, okay.
We have food, good, book, foot.
A buck.
Food, good, book, foot.
Buck.
One more time. We have
No,
food,
it's food.
good, book, foot.
It's food.
Yeah, food is a little different. It's a longer sound. It's food,
It's stress.
instead
It
of
stress on both
good,
O.
Food, food.
uh.
Mm.
Food, good.
Yeah, these are hard because those vowels kind of trick your eye. They all sort of look like they should be the same, but you have to have a really attentive ear to catch those differences. And they come with practice too. All right, let's do number 5. And I kind of forgot who was the last one to go. I think Hayne, do number 4 for us. Or sorry, number 5.
Okay, me. Cough, laugh, tough, enough. Laugh, tough. Maybe cough.
Yes, cough is different. The others are rough, tough, and enough, an sound. But cough is ah. Great job. Number 6, Andre.
Fork, frog, stock, cock.
Work, stark, cork.
Stock, cock,
Fork.
fork.
So which is the different one?
Fork.
Fork, walk, stock, cock.
Would you like me to pronounce them for you once?
Yes, I would like.
We have fork, work, stork, cork.
Is it a work?
They are all fine.
No, the work has different pronunciation.
Fork,
Work is a little different. So I'm going to say it once more, and guys, listen for this. It's work. So we've got fork, work, stork, cork.
Work.
The other 3 are all that or sound, but work is really almost like no vowel. It's that schwa, so it's like work, not stork, and it's not work, it's work. Okay. On to number 7, Sajid. Can you do that one for us?
It's does, goes, bows, toes. Did I pronounce correct?
Yeah, I think you did. So which is the different one?
Does.
Yes, does. We've got does, goes, foes, toes, and does is different. Thank you very much. All right, and yes, as a reminder to everyone, keep yourselves on mute when you're not talking so we don't have any background noise happening. Kevin, will you do the next one for us? Number 8.
Deer, beer, weir, beer. Deer.
So I'm going to say them for you once. Deer, bear, where, pear.
There. It's different.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the first one is different. Long E sound. Deer instead of bear, where, and
There.
pear.
Where. There. Where. There.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hane, you're up next for number 9.
Okay, rain, train, again, and pain.
Mm-hmm.
Rain, train, again.
Yes, again is the different one. So the others are a diphthong. Rain, we have that A sound, but again is usually just with an sort of an E sound, right? Thank you very much, Hane. Set number 10 is back to Andre. Read those for us.
Place, space, days, space. Place
So
is it
which word, number 1, 2, 3, or 4?
one?
Not quite. I'm going to pronounce them for you. Plays, says, days, stays.
Side, face, side, face.
Yeah, the second word there, says, has an E sound even though we have an AY spelling. So the other ones are A, play, day, stay, and then says. Really
Okay.
silly, complex ones, right? These are hard to remember because sometimes the spelling of a word in English has nothing to do with the way that it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's true. All right. Number 11, Sajid.
So, new, few, new.
Excellent. And which is the different one?
The first one. So,
Mm-hmm. So, yep. Thank you very much. Number 12, Kevin.
No. Low. Now. Thou.
Mm-hmm. Your pronunciation is pretty good, so which one is different?
This. Now. Now is
Yes.
different. Yeah.
yeah.
Excellent. The vowel sound changes there. So we have no, low, toe, and now is more of an ah sound instead of an o. It's now. A little more nasally there. Thank you very much, Kevin. Jane,
Yeah.
can you do number 13?
5, give, dive, hide. I think the second one is different. Give.
Yep. Give, yes, short I, even though usually we have this rule that the E at the end makes the vowel sound long, like hive, dive, five. But give breaks that rule. Irregular. Thanks, Hane. Number 14, Andre.
Rose, nose, goes, lose. The third one.
The third one, pose.
The fourth. Lose,
Yeah, there we go. We
lose.
got it. So we've got rose, nose, and pose, which are the same, and then lose is different. Thanks, Andre. All All right, Sajid, number 15.
The first one is different. Sweat,
Great. Read them for us.
meet, eat.
Awesome. Okay, sweat is got a shorter vowel sound than the other three.
Yeah.
Number 16, Kevin.
Brave, have, save, cave. Cave?
Mm-hmm. Cave is the right pronunciation. So which is the different one here?
Save, cave, have. Or the second one?
Yes, the second
Have,
one. Mm-hmm.
have,
We've got have.
have,
Mm-hmm.
have.
Well done. And number 17, Hane. Read it for us.
Okay. Phone, gone, gone, con. Phone, gone, gone, con.
One.
Phone, gone, gone, con. Oh, I have no idea. Phone.
All right, I'll read them once. We have phone, bone, gone, cone.
Gone.
Yeah, that's the one. We have ah instead of o sound. Awesome. Thank you guys a lot. You did an excellent job here. Do you have any questions on these
Thank you.
pronunciations?
Could you give us the document?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot that I didn't give you guys this document. Yes. I will send this one to you in both chat boxes so you guys are prepared. And I wish you guys a lovely day. And to see you guys again soon.
Thank you.
I should
You
be
too.
around later. Maybe I'll catch you guys.
Teacher, can you
Thank
arrange one
you.
class on vowels?
Can I what?
Can you arrange one class on vowels, which I ask a question regarding self, and you?
Yeah, sure. I definitely have a couple pronunciation classes that regard a lot of vowel sounds, so I will plan one of those maybe for this week or in the near future. Great
Thank
suggestion.
you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Hi, you are from Japan? Oh, she leave.